All right, let's go. Ayo, we're three hot guys sharing our opinions because we're special and different. Gold medals, we're winning. Can't help it if we're burdened by our intellect. You can play checkers while we pretend we know the rules to chess. The council has spoken, and we are the chosen. Your nose is broken because I broke it.
And welcome back to another episode of Will of the Council. It's your boy Joseph. I got Jordan in the booth.
Hi, it's me. Hello, everybody.
I got Danny on the last bastion of free speech, X.com.
Yep. And actually, many people have targeted me specifically. They banded together and said, no more money. And I said, what the heck? That's not cool. I want money. And
They banded together
Yeah,
and said,
they're
no more
together.
Latinx boys.
whoa, exactly. Listen, I wasn't going to say it. I'm glad
Not heartwarming. And of course, we've got Becky on the ones and twos. How's everybody doing today? We're giving you a little preview of what we're talking about before we get into the post, and it is that X.com is beset on all sides by rude, evil people.
It's really awesome because she uploads this tweet, and for those of you, I know many of you probably are just like off Twitter.
Let's give a little just background. This week, X has been rolling out a series of lawsuits. I think they are RICO suits, which, for anyone in this Will the Council listener base that's even a little legally minded, lol. But they're RICO suits claiming that there has been a targeted wave of evil conspiracy against them because a bunch of advertisers kept seeing that, groypers named Whites Forever 1488 were showing up next to ads for Pepsi and just pulled their ads. And so they are now suing to, I'm pretty sure, try and get the advertisers to pay them money. Like the goal of the suit is legally you have to give me money.
I think I'm going to start doing this to just
Yes.
to
Yeah,
everyone.
it's smart.
This is a strat I didn't realize
People
existed.
are calling them stupid, but what if it works? Then they're a genius.
Yeah.
Go to court. Be like, okay, so what's your lawsuit? Well, I'm not getting money from Pepsi, and I should be getting money from Pepsi, right? Like that's I mean, how is that much different than the Pepsi
I'm
points?
what you
suit?
call a brand ambassador. When I walk around with a can of Pepsi and they don't pay me to represent their brand, I think that's actually grounds for legal penance.
Yeah.
So I should be getting $4 million to drink your sugar fizzy juice.
4 years ago, I was at a George Floyd protest, and the cop showed up, and I cracked a delicious Pepsi in front of one of the officers and handed it to them, de-escalating the entire situation immediately. And I never saw a cent for that.
Oh, that was like a deep cut. I really was like with you for a second. I was like, when did he do this? Like, I don't remember him going to this. And then you said you handed the Pepsi and the video popped into my brain.
So a couple of days ago, as I guess part of the rollout of this suit, they're debuting it like it's a fucking movie trailer. Linda Yaccarino, I think her name is Yasser. I really could not tell you anything about this one.
Yasserino because it sounds like Yas.
Yas Queen. I like Yaccarino because it sounds like she's an animaniac. But regardless, she has been set up as the patsy for Twitter.com, and they made her go out and deliver like an address. It's like a recorded video where she's like, the evil perpetuated by Pepsi not giving us money will not stand. And she's wearing these two insane gold
awesome.
necklaces. They're like a type of necklace you would like give to your grandma, and she'd be like, oh, thank you, honey, and just never wear. And one says mama and the other says free speech.
It's so awesome.
Is she getting paid?
Oh, yeah.
Can Elon afford to pay? I mean, she's got to be
saying.
making money, right?
I imagine her job is chief Elon wrangler, and for that she should be being paid hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's probably
my God.
underpaid.
I would say she's the hardest working woman in America, and she's out there. She's like, these evil companies are refusing to give us money. Like, that's the gist of the suit, is that we should be given money, but we're not being given money because our platform sucks ass. Like, it's amazing.
It's early. Like, I can't stress this enough, how bad this website is right now.
It's awesome.
Because earlier today, I just saw a tweet that had 11,000 likes on it. And I'm 100% serious when I say 11,000. And it was a picture of Hitler, and the caption was, it's time we all realize we owe this man. You know what? Actually, I'm just gonna pull it up. Hold on a second.
How could you blue ball me like that?
I'm edging, dude. I'm edging.
It was a picture of Hitler with an account. Of course, it's one of these fucking Roman statue PFP accounts called Conscious Philosopher, and the picture is Adolf Hitler with the caption, "The world owes him an apology." This has 11,000 likes.
Hold up. I will do it. Mr. Hitler, your art wasn't that bad. We should have let you in. It was my bad. And by the way, PepsiCo, if you do not sponsor Will of the Council after I just said that, you hate free speech and you're misinterested.
And you owe us $1 million. We'll see you in court.
In fact, we are selling merch from the podcast. We now sell necklaces. Free speech.
Yeah, they say free speech, and they say Hitler. There's one that says Hitler too.
That's not true.
Joseph Rothschild approved. Oh my God. It's unusable. The site is unusable.
Yeah. That's
you literally log on every day and there will be people who are like, man, it just seems like, I don't know. Does anyone else think that race mixing has become too common? It's like 200K on it and you're like, wow.
This is just
Modded the likes award. Good job. Like
Modded the likes award is just like so prevalent these days.
Oh my God.
It's unbelievable.
It's hard to take anything on the site's at face value.
Exactly. But my favorite part of it is that the reason that they're doing this suit is because they're hemorrhaging money for this reason. And if all you got to do is scroll down fucking Twitter to see what the ads look like nowadays, it's all Temu. It's almost all Temu. It's one of the last people advertising. Cheetan, Japan's crazy mascot, of course, is buying a bunch of ads. I imagine for like $5 a piece. Yeah. But also, I'm getting ads that are just like blatant scams.
Yes.
They're just like, hey, join my pyramid scheme. And it's like, okay. There are ones that are like, click this and see what happens. And it's just like a link to this site that scrubs your credit card. I keep seeing ones that are like, the end of days is coming. Have you repented? And it's a link to a cult.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
it's
wow.
It's like driving on a Midwest freeway and seeing the
billboards.
billboards.
You're scrolling and you see hell is real.
Yeah, you see like God will kill you if you have an abortion. Repent for your sins. Lion's Den stripper mags. Buy gold now.
At least when you're driving through the Midwest, the Nazis have the decency to stay in their fucking compounds.
That's exactly correct.
You don't have to look at them from the highway. Every so often, you're driving through Missouri, you catch a glimpse of like a 6th generation inbred person and you go, ooh, it's not my problem. Here, they're posting. They got 300K likes. They're running the company.
It's crazy, man.
God.
I just like... I don't know. We've talked about the death of internet spaces a lot on the show, and I'm going to keep talking about it because I find it very fascinating. But it's just like, also a lot of the blue check accounts, like the engagement bait accounts, are just posting like rampant AI edit videos.
Mm-hmm.
It's, oh man, I can't get enough. This website is like a drug to me.
That image of Linda Yaccarino with the necklace that says free speech will be seared into my brain until the day I die. I'm going to forget my kids' names when I'm like 99, but I will remember Mama Free Speech.
Yeah, honestly, get that bag, though. I can't believe it. Like, I mean...
Oh, everything she's doing, I'm like, oh, yeah, you deserve it.
Yeah.
She says the words... marketplace of ideas, like unironically.
It's so funny.
That's so good, man.
Have you seen her tweets too? They're all like, having a great morning, breakfast time.
God, what a queen.
My queen. Honestly, just get that bag. Women can't do anything. All she's doing, I see her in this position and I'm like, this woman is stealing so much money from Elon Musk. Just like, just stealing money from this guy by taking this position. And I'm like, oh, God, I'm so proud of you, honey.
Sunday supper, pasta a la Genovese. That's it. That's the whole tweet. It's a picture of spaghetti. I scroll down like a little bit on her profile.
My queen. Oh my God.
how Twitter CEOs eat their sketty. All right. Y'all ready to get into the posts?
Yeah, let's do it up.
So we just spent the last 15 minutes gassing up a woman. So now it's time to talk shit on one. And maybe woman is the wrong term. We're going to gang up on a little girl today.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
All right, this comes from Best of Redditor Updates. It's 6 days old, but the post that it's referring to is just a little over 2 weeks old. And it's on here because they recently updated it. So let's do the original, we'll vote, and then we'll do the update. Okay. The title of this, Am I the Asshole, is My Wife Won't Dismiss Our Daughter's Pain, and I'm Losing My Mind.
Wow.
So
Okay.
if you're unfamiliar with this refers to, the wife is a warlock who will not use her abilities to dismiss the pain of their daughter.
Okay, yeah.
All right, here we go. My 28F, wife 26F, Sophia, takes every scratch our daughters, 7 and 5, doing a little mental math here, 19 and 21, you take extremely seriously. Every bruise, every scraped knee, every cut is an emergency to her. And because they're emergencies, they become emergencies to the girls. Not only does this mean it's hard to tell when an injury is actually dangerous, did she twist her ankle or break it, is her arm bruised or fractured, but the kids are responding badly to any hurt they feel now. At the sight of blood, the 7 starts wailing like she's been stabbed. Even worse, her sister has started intentionally banging her arm onto things or falling on concrete if she thinks she's not getting enough attention. Last week, my wife took the oldest one to urgent care because she got a canker sore, and Sophia was convinced it was something sinister. When she was gone, I had the younger one, upset that Sophia had spent so long on her sister and now had to take her to the doctor to get special attention. So she threw herself on the floor in front of me, started screaming and holding a wrist she hadn't twisted. I'm tired of this, so I let her scream. When I don't give her the attention she wanted, screaming in pain, turning into sobbing because I wasn't cuddling her and kissing her better and promising her cookies and a late bedtime. I told her I'd be in the den with the cats if she felt like joining us. I feel like a bitch for letting her cry herself out, but she's never going to learn to walk off scooter falls or getting hit with dodgeballs at this rate, and she can't be rewarded for this type of behavior. It's just not healthy. Eventually, she ran out of tears and came to sit with us, and I let her have a watered-down soda. Well, when Sophia got back with the older kid, who now had the same numbing gel we have in the cabinet and a $200 urgent care bill, our younger daughter told her what happened, and now she's furious at me for ignoring something that could have been serious. I told her she's the one making mountains out of molehills and feeding into dangerous behavior. We've been fighting about it all week, and the kids have been acting up as a result. I'm so tired of this.
Wow.
Boy. Yeah.
I mean,
this is hard.
No, it's
because
not.
How would I?
It's not hard. No, it's not hard.
It's really
Jordan,
not hard
it's
at
not
all.
hard. Here's the hard
It's
part.
really not.
How are you going to say the answer? How are you going to say the answer out loud and not generate a clip that will haunt you for eternity?
Yeah, literally.
Well, okay. Fuck you guys, first of all. Second of all, I'm saying it's hard because, like, what would I do in a situation like this? I think
I know what I'd do.
I'd be like, okay, it's really not that big of a deal. I think parents a lot of the times do forget that kids are, like, invincible, right? Like, if a kid hurts themselves and you don't react and you're just like, oh, okay, whatever, it's no big deal, then they'll just be like, okay, yeah, it's actually no big deal, you know? I think that's a thing that happens to a lot of kids. But I do also understand wanting to take the child's pain seriously. Like, you don't want to, but it is just a canker sore. Also, it's a canker sore. You ever had a canker sore before? It's fine.
Urgent care.
Urgent care for a canker sore. I know.
Come
okay,
on.
all right. I know.
No, Danny, you and I think, are on the same page in being correct that you gotta start ignoring the children.
Yeah.
Listen, you gotta stop listening to the kids.
I feel like this is a normal thing. Many parents understand this. Like, it's like 101. And I'm not a parent, but like, I've worked with kids. Like, I was a counselor, a camp counselor, you know, many situations I've tutored kids. Like, kids want attention. And to evaluate pain properly, like, you'll see a ton of funny videos of like kids falling, looking back if the parents are going to pay attention to them, and then they look and they go, and then the kid starts crying. But then
exactly. That's what I'm
saying. And you see that with another kid, and you ignore them. The kid's just like la 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 la, and it gets up, and the kid keeps playing. So it's a classic.
Kids are invincible.
It's a classic, and obviously this. Let's talk about the wife here for a sec. Insanity. Everything here. You know what it reminds me of? The posts that we saw before of that woman who like got a cut and would like remember the pain 10 hours later.
Yeah.
yeah. The
the
psychic damage of the of the paper cut.
You know, maybe like I wonder, is it I don't know the dynamic of the parenthood here, because lesbian couple, I don't know who is the mother, who birthed the daughters, like I don't know, and I probably don't have enough knowledge about, you know, lesbian relationships to really comment on that. Maybe they both are the mother to one, or I don't know. I don't know if there's like, because like you mentioned at the start, Joseph, they had, you know, they had the children comparatively young to how most couples do, which is fine, you know, whatever. But maybe there's like, you know, they see the daughters as very precious and they are very concerned that they're getting hurt. I'm really reaching to draw something out of this, but really it does just come down to you have to ignore the kids. Like, I don't know. Am I? Does anything I'm saying make sense? Like,
of course.
Maybe
No,
there's
it
something there.
does.
What's your problem, dude? These kids are in pain. Oh my God. Listen, I think we as a nation, and you see it all the time, the new like obsession with like, we have to police what kids are reading, you know?
Oh my God.
People seem to think it's a very like last 15 years type thing, that children are these fragile specimens that will explode if you touch them wrong. But Jordan, you're 100% correct. Kids are invincible. You could throw them off a balcony and they'll bounce, you know?
Okay, well.
And I think people I don't know why they're doing it, but have started way underestimating what kids can bounce back from. And these kids learn early on, they're like, oh, so if I'm helpless, I get a bunch of attention. And like, their primary motivation till they're like 7 is just getting attention. It's just min-maxing attention.
And it's crazy. This guy proves it immediately. He ignores the kid. The kid cries themselves out.
Not he.
Wait. Oh, is it?
It's a lesbian couple.
It's two girls. Sorry.
It's a lesbian couple.
It's a lesbian couple.
I
literally
just
missed
talked
it.
about this.
Sorry.
Thank God we get to side with a woman regardless. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, thank God. No, I just like legitimately missed when you were reading it that it's 2 women, and when Jordan said it, sorry.
Wait, hold up. Now this is getting interesting to me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was talking all this. Like I was trying to figure it out earlier. Is because like,
wait a minute. The ages being 19 and 21, it's like, oh, probably these 2 had like an accident. And they were like, whatever, we're locked in. You know, let's raise this kid. But they're lesbians.
So they, well, I guess we don't know. They could have.
Like, I don't
adopted,
know I don't. I'm
you
trying
can't
to figure
adopt
out
at 19. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out how the dynamic is different here. Because, like, again, I'm a straight man. Like, I don't know if there's any different. I mean, it's very straight man typical, especially for like a fatherly role, to be like, nah, they're fine. You know. It's like
the truth of the, you know, kids are becoming, people view them as more vincible these days is, I think those boomers who post on Facebook to some degree have it right, where they're like, buckle up, buttercup, we're drinking out of the water hose, rub some dirt in it and let's go. It's like, you do have to have a little bit of a mentality like that, I feel like.
Yeah, and like, listen, I get like if they're 2 women, 2 men, women, it doesn't matter. Like this translates to any relationship. Sorry, like kids will work like this. They don't give a, you know, kids don't care. Like that's mom, or mom and second mom. Like it doesn't, or mom or dad and dad. Like if they get attention for screaming, they're gonna scream. And you know, the kid walks in and she's like, "Are you done? Like, here's some soda. You know, here's a little treat for stopping crying. Come hang out. You're okay." And they're okay, and they realize they're okay. And of course, the kid can't not say anything to the mom. That's just how kids work. The mom being like insanely angry. God, like this just harkens back to us always being like, why don't you just talk to them? Why are you so angry? Like, oh my God. Just be like,
yeah.
Even if that's not an approach you liked, like what is it? Your first step is to just be insanely angry at your significant other. Like, come on.
Yeah, that
even if it was completely wrong. Even if, sorry, continue.
I feel like it's like from an assumption that conversation will be non-productive. I feel that a lot of couples, they go straight to a heightened emotion like anger or sadness or something like that because they assume that the conversation will be non-productive, so they don't even try that first.
Yeah.
And I think what you can do. Honestly, it really is powerful when you realize how much a conversation will, the potential that it has to fix things. And even if the first conversation you have doesn't fix it, the fact that you're talking about it and it is a conscious thought in both of your minds is a powerful thing that you can continue to work on more and more. So I do understand what you're saying, Danny, that it's like, why is the first thing that you're doing getting mad?
Like, so mad. Like, maybe I get being a little frustrated, or like, oh, someone like overstepped you. Sure. But like, even then, I'm writing this person a lot of checks, and even then it doesn't work.
Yeah. The frustration is when you talk.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing, is when you are frustrated, that's when you talk, right?
Yeah.
Because even if you're frustrated and you might, I don't know, maybe, I'm not going to say fly off the handle, but even in your frustration, if you might say something that's not correct. My point is, when you mumble grumble and you don't talk about it, that's when it builds up and gets worse, right? So I don't know. It's just like, it seems like such an obvious thing that in order to resolve this, you should just talk to your partner and get on the same page as parents. Yeah. Instead of just getting to this point now where it's all bottled up and you're pissed.
There's so many like little things, where she says that when Sophia got back with the older kid who now had the same numbing gel we already had in the cabinet for the $200 spent at urgent care.
What do you think they're gonna do at urgent care, right?
Oh my God, it's the worst, and that's one already point. Even if everything else was right, you could be like, honey, we just spent $200 on something that we already have.
Yeah.
You can't make this mistake because that's a lot of money. We're tight on money. That adds up to all the little things like you mentioned. But like, this is a big thing.
Do you guys get canker sores?
Yeah. Pretty frequently.
There are people that just don't have canker sores.
Well, my mouth is probably the dirtiest of any human. I spend all day like licking doorknobs and shit.
Yeah, fair.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But like, I have big luscious lips and I accidentally bite them sometimes. And then there's a sore.
Yeah, I have a bad habit of like picking at my lip, which I try to tone down. It's not too bad. I don't like go crazy, but like it is definitely a tick. And I think that's probably why was like way worse when I was younger. I'm much better now. But like even today, it's like once in a while. But it's been rare. It's been a while since I got one.
Maybe the mother that is taking the medical stuff and pain a little too seriously, maybe she's one of like the chosen few that just doesn't get canker sores. So when she sees a canker sore, she's like, oh my God, they're dying. I don't know what this is.
Maybe
because
that's
she just doesn't get them.
She's just like never experienced like the kid like falls and their wrist gets sprained and they're like, Mommy, my wrist hurts. What do I do? And the mom's like, I don't know. That's scary. Your wrist hurts like
she's
every time you use it. Oh my God.
Whoa.
She might be like literally the Princess and the Pea type shit.
Or she's like a superhero. Like she's never felt pain in her life ever.
Yeah. So she's like, oh my God, I feel so bad for you. Yes. I don't even know what this could be.
Mommy, what do you do when your stomach's upset? Your stomach's upset? What? Are you dying?
What?
Oh my God.
Help me.
Oh man. No, okay. Should we vote on this one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
I want the update.
Decision time.
When it comes to the evil woman who is not taking her children seriously, is she the asshole for forcing the child with a broken arm to cry out on the linoleum floor? 3, 2, 1. No, she's fine. Kids are unreliable narrators, so they're just gonna lie to you. I don't know what to say.
Exactly like babies crying. Sometimes you have to, ignore them a little bit. Just a little bit.
So there are a couple of pre-update updates, which are mostly just answers to things that people in the comments are speculating about. A bunch of people mentioned Munchausen's by proxy, which is like a really cool thing that you can type in a Reddit comment with no understanding of what it is.
Yeah.
And so the first thing she says is like, guys, you don't know what you're talking about. You have to stop watching like Hulu docu-series.
Yeah.
Lol.
But mostly it's like, no, my wife wasn't traumatized as a child. No, the children aren't not getting enough attention. We pay a lot of attention to them. We have had a bad experience with therapy that has prevented her from going to it specifically, but it's really just this one behavior I want her to change, and I can't breach the subject with her. And so here's the actual up. It says, after a couple of comments brought up how the girls behave away from us, I decided to ask. My wife works a 9 to 5 while I work 3 12s from 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. 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 6 p.m. to 6 p to a.m. on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Wow, that's crazy.
Yikes.
During the winter, they have school and daycare respect. During the winter, the younger one is in kindergarten, and during the summer, they both go to daycare from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., just in the mornings on other days as needed. I do drop-offs, I do pickups. When I pick them up Monday, I decide to ask a caretaker how they've been behaving. She told me they were fine. Sometimes they bickered, but there was nothing unusual. So I ask, what happens when they get hurt or feel sick during the day? How is it handled? I didn't tell them about anything or about my wife, and I didn't want to be telling tales out of or at school. I think the caretaker might have thought I was looking for help, which I was, because she then told me as soon as a kid falls down or takes a ball to the face or anything else, they start the whole interaction by saying, "You're okay," and then assessing the damage calmly as they approach. Even if the kid is bleeding, they don't react. They say something like, "Wow, that looked kind of scary. I bet it surprised you. Let's see your arm." She basically wrote me a script. I asked her how my girls reacted to it, and she said while the older one was a little more sensitive and cried easily, they had to be extra firm with the "you're okays," but she was fine. The younger one, she saw a little less. She's in a different age bracket, but she never even heard anything about her. I asked them what they do if a kid is bleeding or bruised. For bruises, they sit with an ice pack for 15 minutes before they need to come back unless it's serious. And for cuts, they get a wash and put on a Band-Aid. Nothing exciting. The fact that we haven't been called into the school to pick up our terribly injured 5-year-old tells me that she knows she won't get Madre's special treatment at the school. And since I will be the one picking her up if they think she's too sick or something, there's really no point in kicking too much of a fuss unless she just wants to hold something cold for a few minutes. Neither of the girls have been hurt or sick this week. We stopped arguing because frankly, I do not have the energy to do so constantly. I'll look into a pain chart and first aid classes and bring up boring damage mitigation soon once we both had time to calm down.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Oh, this makes sense.
Yeah. You just gotta ignore them. Well, not totally ignore them, but you get the idea.
I do like the concept that like, yeah, if the kid's arm falls off, we go, "Wow, you're okay. Was that scary for you?" And they go, "Yeah." And they go, "Okay, let's get it, dealt with." And I imagine then they would call the ambulance and be like, "Get the fuck over here. They're dying." But, not out of earshot of the child.
The council has spoken.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
This next one says, this is 3 days old from AITAH.
Yes.
Am I the asshole for telling my sister, "I told you so," because her daughter hates her name?
Oh. Oh,
Ow.
wow. Okay, so very rarely I feel like we get good summary titles. This is such a good summary of this issue.
The titles we usually get are like, "Am I the asshole for doing nothing wrong?"
Yeah.
And it's like, "Hey, Reddit, yesterday I shot my dog in front of my wife." All right, here we go. I, 32F, have been having a bit of drama with my younger sister, Ramona, 30F, about her daughter.
Okay.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try. Okay, ready? Egwen.
Oh. To all of our Egwens in the audience, I think it's a beautiful name.
I'm so
sorry. You should subscribe on Patreon.
You should subscribe. You will get put into a locker less.
I mean, you couldn't be put in more, to be honest. 11F. Yes, dear reader, that is her real name, and it is the root of the issue. I love my younger sister. We've always gotten along pretty well. However, she has been into nerdy pop culture stuff, D&D Weekly, big Marvel movie fan, obsessed with fantasy novels. Her favorite, as you may have guessed, is the Wheel of Time series. Hard Leg Joe viewer spotted.
Awesome. Okay.
For those of you who don't know, we had Mr. Leg on in the Patreon episode, so go check that out.
I wish we had asked him about this shit.
We should have.
Now, I know next to nothing about this series, but I knew enough to know that Egwin Alvere wasn't a name that she came up with on her own. When she announced the name, there was confusion and disapproval from the family, but no one pushed back on it. That honor went to me. I tried to approach the subject, and I told her, "You're naming a human being" speech, but she said she knew best. If you're unfamiliar with this speech, it's what you give to people who give their kids cat names. You're like, okay, this isn't like a little accessory to you. It's not like a fun little thing that'll tail you around. This is a person.
Yeah,
who's gonna have to live with Egwen Alvere all fucking life. She said she knew best.
My daughter Fido.
After a brief back and forth, I told her her daughter was going to get bullied. She blew up at me, and I didn't push the issue any further because I could see that she wouldn't budge. I mean, I can think of a million ways to bully this daughter immediately. Not to flex that I could own an 11-year-old, but
You're so dumb.
Well, that's what you do when you start stream.
What's your sister's name? Egg where?
Shut up!
You'd be like, I mean, the easiest place to bully her is her mom plays D&D and watches Marvel movies. But anyway, fast forward, and Gwen is a happy, healthy 11-year-old girl. However, she has been voicing lately that she hates her name. The teachers at school get it wrong, and her classmates tease her constantly. More like, Egg, why? None of this is helped by the fact that Ramona insists on calling her Egwene Alvere.
Oh,
not
my
Egwene,
God.
or Gwen, which she prefers. Well, the two have been bickering a lot lately. Ramona, by the way, do you think she's named after Scott Pilgrim? Has tried venting that Egwene won't shut up about her name, and she doesn't know what she's going to do about her. I kind of sarcastically said, if only someone would have warned you. She asked what I meant, and I said, I said you named your daughter something stupid, and now you're facing the consequences. She said she doesn't know why she even bothered coming to me, and she should have known I was just going to be a bitch. I told her if she would have put more thought into naming her child, she wouldn't be in this situation. Well, she decided that Egwene can't come over to my house anymore because I'm putting bad thoughts into her head. She's also roped our mother in, who agrees with me about the name, but said it was a low blow to bring up that I had warned her, and I should suck it up and apologize. I don't think I need to apologize, but I thought I should get an outside opinion. Am I the asshole here?
Okay. Look, kids are going to bully you about anything, all right? Honestly,
no, okay, but you can't be a target, dude. Like, kids are gonna bully you about anything.
People called me Horden. People called me Jordick. Like, it's whatever.
Yeah, listen, that's true.
I'm gonna call you Jordick now.
Let me do it like this. Your name is Jordan. You can call you like Jordick or, Horden or Borden or something, but like, you're not going to show up wearing cat ears and a tail, right?
Dude, come on.
You gotta at least make it a little hard for the bullies. Okay? They got to jump in. You don't have to be cool. You just have to be less uncool than someone else in your class, and then it's their problem.
I don't defend
Egwene is going to be at the bottom of the pecking order for her entire life. There's no way you're beating her.
Yes, the name is weird, especially being, excuse me, come down for dinner, Egwene Alverde, or whatever the fuck it is, or Vere.
Do you, like getting picked up at school and your mom's like, come to the car, Egwene Alverde, and all the kids go, oh, you stupid bitch.
Well, but that's the thing, kids are stupid. Like, I don't take the reason of, well, kids are gonna make fun of her as a good enough reason not to, like, saying that as the reason is kind of dumb. Like,
all right, if you believe that, stand on your principles. Name your child Stupid Cracker.
That name goes hard. All I'm saying is, like I'm not trying. Let me just get this out. All I'm trying to say is that I'm not defending giving the child that name, but I think the reason that the poster gives of, well, kids are going to make fun of her is like, whatever.
I think there is more to that than that. I would say don't focus just on that. I think that's one smaller point of the bigger point that the kid hates her name. If she liked it and she wouldn't care about all the bullies, she wouldn't care about that. She'd be like, yeah, whatever. I like it. Like my mom named me it. I love it. No, the kid also hates it. So like clearly, it's an issue for the child, and it's something that like it's hard to rankle with something like this when your problem you created for yourself by naming your kid, Egwene. And remember, the full name is Egwene Alvere,
and she says it every time.
I know. That's the thing. I just wanted to get that out because it's like the name sucks.
It's
but
so bad.
It's so bad. But like the being like, I told you kids were gonna make fun of her. Like I don't know. I could name my kid Steve, and then he's gonna go to school and he's gonna get called Peeve, and then somebody's gonna. I knew you shouldn't have called him Steve. It's like what?
You see, like Steve, wrong.
Like it's just
okay, but this is like
I would understand.
This is like naming your kid Star Wars. I think there's levels to this, right? Like, I understand what you're saying, and I agree with it. Right? Like, I get it. But it's legitimately like naming your kid Fortnite. Like, there's a moment where you gotta say, come on.
Don't miss the bus, Lord of the Rings.
Oh, my God. Oh, no.
I'm crying. I got tears in my eyes.
Oh my God, Danny, that's something.
I can't listen. I'm trying my best to understand and say that yes, maybe she was a bit of an asshole. It was a bit of an asshole move to be like, I told you so. No one likes an I told you so, of course.
Yes,
but like,
exactly.
But that's easy, right? Yes, that in a vacuum is true. However, like, you cannot rant to your sister who warned you many times and then be like, what do I do? Come on. Like, Anyone would be snippy. Anyone would be upset. Anyone would be like, yeah, I warned you. You were really like, you were mean to me when you said this. And I'm just going to tell you what it is. I told you so. Like, sometimes that's like in good faith, and like it sucks.
No,
like,
you're right.
No, I'll go to bat for the dumb fucking sister.
Let's go.
There's a lot of times in my personal life, because I am like, I know you all know this, I'm constantly correct about a great number of things.
Oh my god.
And
God, I want to
I'm gonna strangle you.
Frequently what will happen is I'll say something like, that's wrong, we need to do this. And then we do something else, and it becomes apparent immediately that we should have done the thing that I said. And when that happens, rather than go, I told you so, I think you just have to be like, I can't say it. Because if I say I told you so, this person will kill me.
And they will have every right to do so. Yes.
Yeah, because they're already feeling like humbled and inferior. And I guarantee you that the sister remembers that her sister told her not to do this. Like, she doesn't need you reminding her. If anything, I think maybe there's a situation where she's like, and I know you said that I shouldn't. And, you know, like, I think that just bringing up, oh, well, I did tell you that, is like a pretty petty thing to do.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
The sister knows. What I think we're getting bogged down on is that she is right that the name fucking sucks.
Correct.
That's not the issue in the post. The issue
agree with that.
Was I being an asshole because I went, well, I did tell you? And I think the answer to that one might be yes. I think there's a better way to go about this. And even if you did tell her, what does reminding her of that do? It just makes her feel like shit.
Boom! Thank you. That
like,
is the point I wanted
it doesn't
to
help
get
the
you to.
kid at all. It doesn't like, yeah, it doesn't do anything except make you feel like a super genius. So I don't know. I do agree with her insofar as the kid is fucked and the name needs to change yesterday. But I don't think I can get behind that gives you license to be an asshole to your sister, even if the sister was like dismissive of this worry in the past.
Let me jump in really quick, Danny. I'll just do a short point to maybe pull you to, I don't know if Joseph and I are on, well, maybe we're on the same side. I agree with what Joseph said. Let me see if I can
I'm
pull
still
you
very
to
on the
I
fence.
get it. It's just like,
it's
a dumb name.
there are, like, yes, I agree with that. And here's what I'll say. I actually, maybe Joseph, maybe you disagree with what I'm going to say here. I think sometimes I told you so's are justified. And what I mean by that is take the tiramisu almost being late to the train thing, for example, right?
Yeah.
I think the guy in that situation, if he was to get rightfully upset and say, like, I told you so, we shouldn't have done this, we shouldn't have got the tiramisu, he would be completely justified. And yes, he would have, maybe he said it in frustration. I mean, if I was in that situation, I probably would have, but he would have been well within his right to do that. Because that's kind of like, I told you this was going to happen. I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
We got to make sure we don't do this again in the future, right? For the thing that you said that made me exclaim, which is, what does saying I told you so even do here, is like exactly where I land here. Because like, what the, yeah,
Hold on.
You did tell her so. But,
So
okay.
let
Anyway,
me
go ahead,
answer
Dan.
that then. The answer to what does saying I told you so do here is an expression of your frustration of you are not meeting me halfway. I am saying I said this already. This is a thing I've said. You refuse to listen to me. You come back and here we go. You are not trying to have a discussion with me about what we actually can do. You are just venting about this thing. And it's hard to listen to when I said, this is not a good idea, right? This is not like direct, like similarly, like you said, when this person's like frustrated and upset, they're like, like I told you, like I warned you, I said this, like I tried to tell you, because she says it sarcastically, like it's a little like, oh no, I told you so or whatever. And then she's like, what do you mean? And it's like, okay, well, if you really want me to talk about it, I explained it to you prior that this is not a good name. It's a dumb name. Sorry, saying this is a dumb name, it's objective. It's a dumb name. Like anyone can see that. So like saying it's a stupid name, I'm sorry, I told you already. That's my opinion on it. That's my take on it. And she's like, wow, you're such a bitch. Like, oh, come on. Like you didn't expect her to be a little resentful, a little like angry. You didn't listen to her, and then to come venting to her. Like it'd be like going to the one person who warned her and being like, man, she won't shut up about the name. Really? Really? That's the one person who warned you. Of course they're going to be upset, right?
Yeah. Oh God, that is true. It's hard because like
I said it before. It can be construed as an assholey thing, and I get it, to be like, I told you so, right? I get that. It's always like, that's never productive. But in this scenario, this is different. There's two kind of like I told you so's. The one I told you so of a person who is smarmy and wants to get one over you and is like mean. And then the other I told you so of someone who genuinely tried to warn you, who genuinely cared about you, and you stepped on them and you said, I don't care. And then you come back to them and say, I need help on this thing. And you go, well, I did warn you. I don't mean to be an asshole here. Usually you preface these sentences, so we don't know the conversation. Like if I were to approach this, I'd be like, listen, I'm trying not to be an asshole here, but I did warn you. I did say I told you so. Like I did tell this to you, and you ignored my warning.
Okay, you're writing this lady a lot of checks. That's not what happened.
Oh.
Her sister was trying to vent about the name thing, and she said, if only someone would have told you.
Well, yes.
No, but I see where you're at though, Danny, and you're I don't know.
I'm confused. She's telling her sister that her daughter won't shut up about her name, and she doesn't know what she's gonna do about her. And I like how do you even approach that question, right? Like,
well, what do you want to advocate for the daughter? Can you be like, hey, I mean, have you looked into getting her name changed? Why don't you just call her Gwen? Is it that big of a deal? It is her name. But instead she's like, told you this would happen.
I guess. I don't know.
It really comes down to, do we think the I told you so is warranted here? At least that's what the scales are balancing on for me, if that makes sense.
No, I get that.
I feel like the sister already knows that she told her so, though.
Does she?
What do you think? She forgot?
I mean, yes. She just says, what do you mean? She like legitimately just doesn't know what she's talking about, right? Or no? She's like, she has to ask her to like explain it. She's like, what do you mean? If someone had warned me, I don't get it. Like, right?
I read it differently.
Sure.
I read, she asked what I meant, and I envisioned her being like, what do you mean by that?
I see what
she
you're
knows
saying.
the answer. But it also could, you're right, it also could just be like, hey, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember that at all.
I'm now seeing how that's read the way you said it. That does make sense. And that would be more definitely like, okay, asshole. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I get that.
This is a hard one. This is, I mean, I think it is so hard for us because we think the behavior of the girl who told her the kid's name was stupid is completely justified.
Yes.
Like, it's correct. The name is stupid. And she did tell her. Yep. It's just a question of like, how much are you willing to dance around social mores to not offend your sister?
Yeah, this is a classic case of you can still be correct, but still be the asshole. For me.
I don't know.
It's very interesting. I think there's like, the one thing that's like blocking me is like I feel like a lot of people quickly look at the story and are like, oh, of course you're not the asshole, that was cool and awesome and epic and you owned her, right? Like, and like it's always just like about like it feels good, right? Like obviously if this was like a sitcom and I'm watching it, I'd be like, yeah, got her, whatever,
get
like,
him. Yeah.
And so I don't know, it's hard to like remove myself from that situation.
Decision time.
All right, let's get voting. Danny, you want to go first?
No, but I'll do it. Oh man. Listen, this is to preface my take, it is precarious. I think that technically there's a lot of everyone sucks here. Technically, there's a lot of assholiness go around. At the core of the argument, this name sucks ass. I'm so sorry to
Very
Gwen.
true. It's unusable.
Fortnite.
You're
Fortnite,
not gonna get it.
Guadalupe. Like I'm naming my kid Fortnite.
Wait, Fortnite Guadalupe is an amazing name.
That's actually that whips
second.
ass.
Stop.
And so, and I'll name them that. I'll name my next kid that. And I think that's hugely sucks. And I think it's worth remembering how she tried her best to help her sister. And we can't expect everyone to be perfect. That being said, a simple question is asked at the top. Am I the asshole for telling my sister I told you so because her daughter hates her name? Yes. Unfortunately, even if it's a small margin, like don't get it twisted. This name sucked. Her sister also fucking blows. Like the parents are annoying. Like there's so much crap here. But that question is, yeah, of course you were. Do I get it? Yes. Do I agree with you? Sure, I do. You are right to be frustrated. You are a bit of an asshole when you are using sarcasm, You don't actually want to help. Like, I get it. And you might be justified for being the asshole. Like, that's where I'm at after your convincing.
Peeps, where are you?
I was like, yes, because when the words left my mouth, like, I had to convince myself on this one of any opinion. And the words that when they left my mouth convinced me were this was a classic case of you could be right and still be an asshole. And that's just what this was. Like, I agree. Danny, 100% completely justified in her frustration and her pettiness. And because she was 100% nail on the head. This name sucks. But I think when you're dealing with a situation like this, especially one that's so sensitive, like your child, right? My child's getting made fun of. Like, she's mad at me for a name that I thought, like, you know, it meant a lot to me, and I was hoping she would like it, and she didn't. Like, that sucks. It's a really big deal. And even though the poster was right, they were an asshole about it.
Wow. I did not expect you two to swing that way. I'm going to be honest. That's a thinker. I guess I'm sitting on this one. As much work as I did for the she's an asshole Redditor thing, I think that the argument that Danny made and then didn't commit to at the end really did convince me.
No
I'll switch
way.
back. I'll switch back. Not the asshole. Let's go.
No, but like it's oh man, it's just it's such a stupid name, and she was very vocal early on. But for me, the thing that tips the scales is, what do you want her to do? Like, I understand it is the wrong move to say, I told you so here. I get that entirely. But after being shouted down about it earlier, I feel like it's just a little too human. I feel like I wouldn't be able to go without being like, well, gee, if only someone had told you this shit was going to happen. And for that, I think she's not the asshole with the express. I'm going to be very specific here. But if Danny switches back, I will switch as well.
Oh, you're so lame. You're so fucking lame.
I need it to be a 2-1 here for this woman still being an asshole.
All right, fair enough.
That's
kind of fun. I switched your opinion and then I went back on it. I think I took the like hard leg approach for the answer.
Yeah. No, I gotta say, regardless of the eventual outcome of this, there's a post in here that I really like where someone goes, by the way, the responses to this one are insufferable. It's 45 million people being like, well, you were right, the name is stupid. And it's like, yeah, not even the question being asked, idiot.
Yeah.
But
yes, okay, that's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, it's crazy. But there's one I really liked. I had to scroll all the way down to find someone even voicing something resembling this opinion. And it was like, this is a classic case of the difference between being right and the difference between being helpful. They were like, you are right. The name is terrible. By voicing your opinion in this way, you have now put yourself in a situation where you can no longer help your niece because she can't see you. Was it worth being right? And it was like, well, okay, boom. I get that.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
that is.
I think that's like, that's the part of these posts that confuses me, because I really try to garner like a lot of opinions and a lot of like voices to see like where I'm at. And like, maybe I'm off base, like maybe, you know, just to check myself. And it's, you know, sometimes it's daunting when I see everyone else be like, huh, you're not the asshole. That was awesome. And it's this game of epic owns rather than answering the question, which is like, you think about it in a way that's like, if you were to ask like anyone that question and you asked yourself, was I a jerk when I said I told you so? It's almost always yes. Like almost always. If you're ever asking yourself that question, yes. So there's this whole post, you know, protecting themselves on everything to be like, oh, like I was super right. I warned her, blah, 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 which I get. You're trying to defend yourself and defend you being an asshole for like a split second, which I get it. And I prefaced it. You were right to be annoying, but you were still an asshole. And it's really annoying to see everyone be like, not the asshole. What a stupid name. Not the asshole. Your sister's an idiot. Yeah, we know those things. Like, that's not the question. The question is, are you an asshole for saying I told you so? Which maybe the answer is yes. The answer is no to these people. It was awesome that you epically owned her, and now she's like upset. Like, I don't know.
Get owned, idiot.
Yeah, like I get it. Sometimes it's fun.
Yeah,
and I've been on that side of the argument when we've talked about similar things when I felt like, no, that person definitely deserved to be owned. This is like, I don't know. It's not there. It's silly. It's not there yet.
It's just too sad.
It is sad.
Like,
it is, yeah.
Oh my God.
To own them over. Like, come on. Time and place. Like, seriously.
Sorry for the long rant.
No, you're just proving me right even more. So get fucked, Joseph, I guess.
The council has spoken.
This last one is 2 weeks old. It comes from Altruistic Risk 4402. It's from AITAH. Am I the asshole for telling my friend that I've accidentally been sleeping with her fiancé? Oh boy, that's a hell of a title. I'm aware. I don't really know how to start this, so I'll get into it. I'll preface this by saying that I'm 22M, very, very gay. Oh my God, wait, I'm realizing this was actually written by Danny. I was in high school when I met this friend, and she was the cool older kid the year above me. For all intents and purposes, we'll call her Sienna. Now, after high school, I went to an out-of-state college while Sienna went to the local university. We lost touch other than obligatory happy birthdays and Merry Christmases. So you can imagine my surprise when I got a text from my mom a few months ago saying a wedding invitation from Sienna was delivered to my parents' house. Sure enough, a quick text to the lucky lady confirmed she was getting married. Her longtime partner Marcus had proposed a summer wedding right in my hometown, right when I would be back from uni. I was invited to one of the pre-wedding girls' nights because my life is that of a two-dimensional comic relief gay side character, I guess. And we got wasted.
Sorry, bro.
The kind of drunk where logic isn't even in the same dimension.
Oh, that's fun.
So the topic of other people in the hashtag Girl Squad's relationship came up. Like the genius I was, I whipped out my phone to show them the hot guy I've been hooking up with as a dumb summer fling, who turned out to be Marcus.
Oh, no.
Rightfully so, Sienna lost her shit. Fair. No criticism from me. But then she turned on me and started blaming me for ruining her wedding. For clarification, because I'm sure this is going to come up in the comments, no, the invitation did not have any photos of it. It was a minimalist design, over-the-top calligraphy. Her socials only feature her. I had no way of knowing what he looked like. I don't think I was at fault here. But here is where I think I messed up. I loudly and to the entire club drunkenly said, "It's not my fault. Your cheating fiance likes getting his back blown out, Sienna." I feel absolutely awful. I don't want to be the other woman. It's a guy, but you get it. And I don't want to hurt a friend like that. I've tried apologizing 1,000 times. She's not interested in talking to me, which I totally get. When confronted, he confessed to not only hooking up with me, but 8 different guys over the course of their 4-year relationship. The wedding's been cut off. Am I the asshole here?
Danny, when he encounters one bisexual. Oh, this is like Joseph.
Whoa.
I know a guy who likes dick.
No. I only identified it when it said 8 different guys. That's Joseph.
Oh, and he's a whore too.
Yeah.
Thanks, Danny.
Yeah, great.
All right. Well, I guess I can start on this one.
Yeah.
Please.
First off, no, you're not the asshole. Come on, man.
No,
come on.
Okay,
Okay.
yes,
It's so-
all right.
Okay, I know we just railed that we fucked up that woman for being a little petty catty bitch, but this is so different because it's so
different.
not his fault. It is not his fault at all.
Not at all.
How could she be like, "You homewrecker? How could you do this?" Well, how could he do this? How could your husband do this? You
This is a
stupid
classic
idiot.
thing that sometimes happens to women. Speaking as not a woman, sorry, women who are listening, but like legitimately, like many times I've seen and read stories of like women, instead of immediately going to the source of the problem, your 8 different guy cheater husband, instead, immediately wants to blame the person who brought up the info. And like, yes, I get it. That's like upsetting. But like, this guy just saved your marriage.
Yeah, like, Jesus Christ. Do you want to be married to the guy who's fucking 8 other men? Like, my God, what's your problem? Sorry that he helped you dodge a bullet. My bad. Maybe next time he'll just move out of the way.
Sorry.
Straight into your heart, you dumb bitch.
This guy just helped you dodge a bullet is like 100% correct.
I know she doesn't see it now. She'll be, thank God he brought.
She'll be so not to be an asshole. Oh my God. Could you imagine if she got like a disease? And it was like, where did that come from? Oh, well, your boyfriend has fucked 35 men while you've been married. Like, Jesus Christ. Imagine if there was a kid involved.
Oh
like,
my God.
Oh
we see
my
a different
God.
Reddit post. We see her being like, am I the asshole for breaking up with my husband who cheated on me with 35 gay men?
Mm-hmm.
The best, of course, let's talk about the drunk message here. It's not my fault. Your cheating fiance likes getting his back blown out. Sienna,
Okay, you don't get to talk like that and then complain early that you're being stereotyped as a sitcom gay. I'm sorry. Like, some of it is on you. If you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to make this declaration to the club.
Well, I mean, I'll give him a little pass. He was super drunk.
Like,
he was drunk.
Okay. Oh, well, all right then. Okay, listen.
Yeah.
He could have said, I thought 9/11 was justified in this moment, and I would be in his corner. I think that this man has done no wrong. I think that I can't believe it. Oh my God. I don't know, like, what he's just reacting to her being mad at him, which is, I know it's an incoherent reaction because she just got told that she's not getting married and that her husband's a freak. But like, come on, like, he's your friend. At least he's an acquaintance. You can't do this.
Also, like, this isn't like a friend who you've had like drama with and you talk to 1,000% of the time, whatever. Like, this was a like friend you were reconnecting with who had nothing against you, who was innocent, legitimately innocent, just innocently being like, oh, check out, you know, I'm the gay side friend here, whatever, but I'll have fun and I'll enjoy myself. Check out this guy I'm hooking up with. I want y'all to know if he's hot or not, whatever. Like, come on. It's all innocent shit. Of course it sucks. Yeah, that's
super innocuous. Like, that, yeah. Like, how was he gonna know that the guy he'd been hooking up with was with her? Like,
it's like a TV show. It's awesome.
It's so funny.
So absolved from wrongdoing.
Imagine
here.
the bachelor party, and they're like, "Dude, haven't you been like sleeping around? Like, what if your wife finds out?" And he goes, "Don't worry, I have a system. I only hook up with men. So if she has like if she has a hen party and she's talking to her friends, they bring up the guys they're fucking. Can't be me. I'm only fucking men." And then like he gets a call, like George W. Bush, like reading to the kids. Like, sir, a gay man has been invited to the bachelorette party. Like, he takes down his glasses. He's like, fuck. He's like, I definitely had sex with that guy.
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah. Oh, my God. It's kind of lucky that he was just like, oh, I guess I'll just show this off now. And then instead of seeing it on, like, wedding day and being like, that's the guy I fucked. I just fucked that guy.
Hey, before you say I do, can I talk to you for, like, 30 minutes?
I don't know. It's great. It's awesome.
This one rocks.
This is such a, like, real moment. You know, like, I get it. Like, this is
definitely a fake story for sure.
Oh, well,
like,
that's true.
I do appreciate
the rawness of it. It feels like good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's a very good creating. Actually, I don't know.
Like,
man. Sure, it seems like it could be a creative writing exercise, absolutely. But this one strikes me that like it definitely could be real. I think I'm gonna.
At least it feels kind of believable, even if it is a like, you know, a movie, an Adam Sandler movie. You know,
my life a movie, baby.
Click play. Best movie ever. Wow, a lot of people saying it's fake in the comments.
We gotta vote on this one.
Decision time.
When it comes to this evil gay man, is he the asshole? 3, 2, 1.
No.
Yes.
No.
I'm just homophobic. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, this dude is absolutely absolved from all wrongdoing. I don't even care about the reaction.
You know what? Actually, he should get to do some crimes as a result of this. Like they should just let him loose for a couple of weekends. See what mischief he can get into. I want more.
I think he should send the wedding couple a gift, and it says "Mama" and free speech.
The council has spoken.
Yeah, and we wrapped it back around. All right, y'all ready to call it on this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, see you next week, free speech enjoyers.
Yeah, bye, everybody.